Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 814. Hopefully, you guys have had a great night. I've had a pretty good day myself. I am very much looking forward to meeting this lady here who's definitely got a great spirit about her. I'm looking forward to hearing more of her story. Catherine, the cannabis connoisseur. How are you doing
Hello.
this evening? You want to tell us how you're doing and where they can find you?
I am on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Catherine the Cannabis Connoisseur. I think on one platform it may be Catherine the Cannabis. My channel's just a little bit over a year old. April 8th, it turned a year this year. So I am so psyched.
Right on. I'm really hoping more people watch this and check out the channel myself because I personally enjoy the content you put out. Super genuine hearted and very fun to watch. I like the little bits of singing when you throw in. I've definitely gave you some props on that singing voice. So cheers to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you hear my Fly Eagle Fly song I sang the other day?
I did. I did. And yeah, it's all good stuff. You guys aren't subscribed. I'm working on putting the links to her channel and the Instagram in chat currently. So I suggest you guys go over and follow her because you will very much enjoy that content.
Cool.
So what are you smoking on? I see you do have some stuff next to you. What will you be partaking on tonight?
Well, I'm partaking on the last two items that I reviewed. This is the Rainbow Rosé, 14 grams. PA has really just started to get, more than 7 grams. For a while there, we could only get 3.5. But now they offer 14 and even 28 grams. So I'm enjoying a little bit of that. That's loaded up in the Dr. Dabber Switch. And then I have some wonderful Outlaw Live rosin. So I have a little bit of that left. So I'm enjoying that as well. Yeah. And my vape pen, which is 5 Pound Hammer, which is a little bit of CBD and a little bit of THC. Calm my nerves a little bit.
Right on, right on. What you gonna start with, I guess, should be the question now.
Oh, I started with the 5 Pound Hammer because I needed some of the CBD. And what are you enjoying tonight?
I haven't decided yet. I either will be doing some dabs from I was blessed enough to be asked to judge a competition over the weekend at Gems and Genetics. So I still have some of the solvent entries that I had. So I probably may dab
Lucky you.
that or maybe a little bit of flour. I don't know.
I was a judge, one of the judges at a event in January, and it was a chef cook-off, and that was so much fun. So much fun. It's a blur, but it was fun.
It was funny because a lot of people, we had kind of a little bit of option on what we wanted to kind of judge. And of course, they threw out the edibles all at first. I don't think anybody wanted to be that tore up on edibles.
I hear you.
That can be a long ride.
Yeah, they can hit you very differently. I've had some experiences. That's why whenever I do edibles, I try to have some CBD to kind of like level it out a little bit if I get a little bit too high. Yeah.
So I guess we should do this the way we usually do this, and we start out at the first time. When was the first time either you used or seen the plant?
Oh man, the first time I'm going to say probably about 15, 16 years old. Um, at that time, they were only selling like little joints because we were teenagers. You can go and get little joints from the corners. Um, and then just ease my way into trying other things. And I think the year that Super Jaime came out was when I really started getting into the electronic devices. As a matter of fact, soon after I saw that is when I got my big baby. This is my oldest device, the Volcano. So I've been riding with cannabis for a long time, a long time. And in PA, it's medical only. So
Right on.
they're
Would you-
very strict.
so what drew you in on that first time? Some people say I got high the first time. They did, they didn't. Did you?
I really did. Yes. Just out, we were at a football game, I think. We were going to a football game and it was out, at a stadium. And we was like, oh, let's get a joint. And from there, that was it. Yeah. Back in the day, it was a joint and some, what do you call it? The 40s. Oh my God, I haven't had a 40 of something in like decades since college. But yeah, so that was the thing to do back then.
Yeah, I haven't had a 40 in a pretty
Yeah.
long time myself.
Not
But this
since
one's
college.
had a few.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So, I mean, so did you like the high of it? I mean, why? I mean, what drew you back? I guess is the better.
Actually, in the beginning, sometimes it did mess with my anxiety because I always had really bad anxiety. But it wasn't until I got older and I figured out, hey, if you get an indica, the indicas didn't really mess with my anxiety too much. So I would say I really started enjoying it probably in my 30s. Once I discovered, oh, there's sativa and hybrids and indica, let's try the indica. And the indicas just kind of like just leveled me out and it's, worked really well.
Right on, right on. Do you have a in particular strain that works best for you?
Oh gosh. I would say, well, I don't know if in particular strains, I like my RSOs. If my anxiety is really bad, I'll go for an indica RSO. Um, doesn't matter what type it is, but I do have like my favorite strains. My top five, I think, have changed over the years, but like green crack, that's like one of my favorites. Grapefruit Durban, OG Kush. I have my favorites, but the one that I can't do because it really does make almost like it makes my hands shake. Sour diesel. I cannot do sour diesel. Every time I've tried it, it's like, nope, don't like this. Like I've had about 10 cups of coffee. Can't do it.
So I feel like I should back up a little bit. So
Mhm.
at 16, did
Mhm.
you smoke all through high school?
Not all the time. No, it was mainly just on the weekends. Because
Hmm.
back then I was singing in choirs, school choir. So I didn't really do it, all the time. Plus, once I turned 16, I worked in the evening. So it was like a weekend thing. If I was going to a football game on a Friday night or going to a dance on a Saturday, yeah, I'd grab one.
College?
College, it was all through college. Yeah.
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 You feel like it affected your overall academics?
Mm, no, cannabis did not affect it. There were other things that did from the 80s.
Right on.
Oh, the 80s were fun, but no, cannabis was not one of those things that actually helped
You were
a
not
lady
in
flunk out
college.
of college.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Something isn't already adding up here. There's no fucking way you were in college in the 80s anyway.
Yeah, I graduated in 85, class of 85 from high school. And I went right, I was actually 17 when I went to college. I didn't turn 17 until like my second week there on campus.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm still I'm not believing, but I'm gonna believe.
I'll
I'm
be
giving you the benefit
56
of
this year. I'm 55.
good for you.
Yeah.
And you're doing well. So
Oh,
anyway,
thank
so what did you major in college? Do you mind if I ask?
business management.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. You run your own business today?
No, no, I never owned my own business.
Right.
I'm business smart though.
Sure.
Business smart. Just last year, I think I did make a video of it. Last year, me and my second husband, we sold my first house that I ever bought last year. So we had two houses for about 20 years. I had my city house from my first marriage, and just finally was like, okay, it's time to get rid of one of these houses. And I took people on that journey with me when I was over there painting or having little smoke sessions. And um, actually just having the camera on, it was almost like therapy for me, because I knew if the camera was on, if I was doing a live, I wasn't going to cry, because it was a little bit emotional saying goodbye to the first house that I've ever owned. I was like 26 years old when I purchased that house, I believe. Yeah, 26. So it was a bittersweet moment, but I made it fun and interesting by doing little smoke sessions there, taking people, showing them the house, and, doing little things like that, which was very therapeutic for me, which was one of the reasons also why I started my YouTube channel, actually.
Right.
Yeah, I started, I had two girlfriends. One was actually a cousin that I was very close with. And they were like my smoking partners. I would go over to my girlfriend's house, take one of my devices, and we would smoke, or they would come to my home. And I lost the first one about 5 years ago. And then the longest girlfriend I ever had, lost her it's just been about 2 years now. So actually starting my channel was a way of, didn't want to smoke by myself. I felt like I was talking to a friend, you know what I mean? Instead of being at home smoking alone, which I never really enjoyed. I much prefer to do that with a buddy, and the last girlfriend that passed away, she actually always told me, you should really start a YouTube channel. You love your devices. You love talking about cannabis. So this is like a salute to her, something that she had always told me to do. And when she passed, that's when I got everything started, with a little bit of push from Cannabis. Yeah, Cannabis was talking a bit about people, you should start a channel, you should do it. And I thought, I should start my channel. What am I waiting for? I think I can do it. And, made it happen.
Right on. That's awesome. So I guess I'm full of questions now. So when did you discover Cannabis? That's where I discovered you. So it's fair, we got to give shout out to Cannabis. He's awesome.
Yes. I think it was I want to say maybe 3 years ago. I want to say these years flew by so quickly. I want to say at least 3 years ago, because that's how I discovered you, Smiley. It's like I was introduced to all these wonderful people and growers, and I love seeing the gardens, and he just really introduced me to a lot of folks.
Yeah. I was drawn in immediately by his good vibe,
Mhm.
and I don't know. Very good dude. Very few people I trust turning my channel over, and that gentleman right there has had a couple takeover episodes right there. Much
Yeah.
deserved right there.
He's such a cool guy. He gave me that confidence, that I needed. And I think I did a 420. He had a call in, and it was like 420. I want to say that was was that last year? That might have been last year around 420 that I did a little call in, and it was comical because the delay was so bad. It was, I was getting the jokes like a couple of minutes later than everybody else, but I've learned a lot. I learned, okay, I got to do it on my cell phone. Hopefully you're not seeing any delays or anything, but yeah, it happens. I live in the country. What can I say? I get like 1 or 2 bars on cellular, and Wi-Fi is even worse.
No, right. I think I can definitely feel you there. I live in northern Michigan, and internet service is shitty at best up here.
Yeah, yeah, we're paying for high-speed internet, but we don't have it. It does not exist. Yeah.
Well, it's awesome that you're able to join us this evening and being able to upload your content there. on your channel.
Got to make it work. Make it work. Sometimes I go out for drives and I'll drive near like a shopping center where I can get, 5Gs to upload videos. That's how bad it is. Yeah. It's real.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Did you
So
see my garden that I posted the other day? I see all you guys posting your gardens and plants and stuff. I can't grow the good green, but hey, I got to my vegetables and fruit growing.
well, that still counts. Gardening and growing anything is very good for the soul, 100%.
Yes.
So I guess have you ever been a drinker? I mean, we've heard of the old time,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh yeah. I used to be a very bad drinker. Come to think of it. In my 20s, Jack Daniels was my friend and not my friend, if you get the drift. But I just had to let it go. The drinking just did not, oh, sorry about that. The drinking did not agree with me. So I just, nowadays I might have a beer, Stella Artois that my husband drinks. I'll have, one of those. And I like champagne. I'm a champagne chick and wine, but no hard liquor anymore. Can't do it.
So I guess when did you decided to go and get your medical license? Do you have to have your medical license there?
Oh yeah, you have to have your medical license. And I got that, I think, probably the year after they started in PA.
Nice.
The year after that, then I decided, okay, let me get my medical marijuana license and have enjoyed it. It took me like maybe, I want to say after 3 months of being on medical marijuana, I totally stopped, because that time I was on Vicodin, muscle relaxers, because I had been in a bad car accident. And I was just able, and I'm still able to control my pain management with just, my RSO oil. I'll take my RSO in the evening, my indica during the daytime. If it's not, if I'm not at work, I usually try to take something that has CBD in there and THC, usually like a lemon G. Yeah, so I haven't been on pain pills for a long time, and my stomach is so much better for it. The RSO actually helps. I also suffered from IBS. So I was on medication for my stomach issues as well. But I've noticed that the RSO has really helped with the stomach issues, and it helps me with pain relief. Because just smoking, vaping, just regular cannabis, and even my concentrate, sometimes if I'm in a lot of pain, it just doesn't do it. But the RSO, it knocks it right on out. Does the job.
Yeah, I've heard good things about juicing cannabis for stomach problems too. That's a good thing.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Tribal Gardens up in Canada was the initial person that I've talked to about the juicing process of cannabis, and basically stomach problems, your bowel syndrome. Uh, he said they were having problems with like soft nails and kind of even loose teeth, and juicing took care of all the above there. And
wow.
basically he was like juicing and making ice cubes out of it and adding an ice cube here and there into beverages, you know, throughout the day. But
That's
pretty awesome.
cool. Yeah.
What are the laws like there and where you're at? I mean, what rights do the patients have as far as accessing cannabis and using?
You can't grow. They want you to use electronic devices only. No smoking joints. As a matter of fact, most of the cannabis, the containers actually have on there for vaporization only.
What?
Yes. Just a couple of weeks ago, we just started, they just started selling edibles. So they have gummies now available, but they're only 10 milligrams each. Yeah. Thank goodness that I got my own little gummy machine. I make my own gummies.
There you go.
But yeah, so we're slowly getting there. And they keep talking about recreational, but I'm
Oh,
not holding my breath.
why that really that bothers me a lot. You know what I mean? To be
Mhm.
so stringent with medical cannabis, and then here they come with the rec, and then it's all game on after.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, what? I can buy as much as I want to party with, but as a medicine back like not so long ago.
oh yeah, I think they've even put a limit on how much you can buy. I forget how much the limit is in PA, but yeah, I just can't go out and buy a bunch of 14 grammars. No, there is a limit of how much you can buy. I think it's a month's supply you're allowed to have, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a quite the device you got there.
Oh, this what the light show? I love the light show.
It thing's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, the Dr. Dabber switch. It does both my the concentrates and the flour. And yeah, I like it. Not too bad. It gets pretty high. I forget sometimes to start low and then, turn up the temperature if I need it. A couple of times I got a little bit blasted away and was coughing like crazy, but yeah, not bad. Looking for another device to add on the channel though. I need something else. I'm getting bored.
Yeah, yeah. So how many I guess cannabis toys we might as well call them. They are pretty much devices. I mean,
Well, I have these two, the Storts and Bickel Volcano. Oops, almost knocked the volcano off its pedestal. These are the two devices that I have my affiliate marketing with. The Storts and Bickel, actually, they were the first ones that picked me up for affiliate marketing. And then Dr. Dabber. With Dr. Dabber, I have the Switch. And then when I started my channel, I had the Dr. Dabber Stella. And then it was the Boost. Oh, what is this? This I forget what this is. I haven't used it in so long, but I used it for my concentrates. Oh, that is so bad that I don't know what this one is called. Someone is going to know what this is in the comments, I'm sure, because of it's Carta V Focus. It just came to me. So this is a Carta, the original one, which I haven't used for ages on my channel.
which do you prefer, dabs or do you prefer vape and flower?
When I started my channel, I was more of a dab person. I loved my diamonds and sauce, or I like my concentrates and my rosin. But what I found from looking at my YouTube, my what do you call it, the algorithms, and looking at everything what people liked, people wanted to see flower. People wanted to see the bud. So I kind of like had to go with what people wanted to see more of, and more folks wanted to see some buds. So now I've totally switched, and for the last couple of videos, it's been 7 grams and up. So a couple of 14 grammers in there, which I love it because I love seeing those nice big nuggets, which are nothing compared to what I see on your channel. I mean, when I see people hold up their nice big buds, I'm like, oh, I've never seen a grow live. I've never seen any, been in a room with a bunch of plants, and I can't wait until I can, enjoy that.
You should be able to enjoy that. As an advocate for cannabis, I really believe that cultivation side, as far as especially for medical cannabis, is the most beneficial part of it. I mean, the medicine has its own benefits, but there's such a strong healing side to it. I mean, for one, if you're actually, sick and you really need cannabis for a medicine and you can cultivate your own medicine, I mean, that it can do at anything is pretty a good feeling, and especially when it's your medicine. Then the stuff you learn throughout the grow process, just, being in your grow, it's super calming. For those who, there's a lot of people that use cannabis, like I heard you mention yourself, for anxiety and stuff like that. The feeling you feel when you walk into your room and you're looking over your plants, the anxiety, that shit part of the day is gone. So it's
Going.
kind of tragic that you guys aren't allowed to be able to produce your
Yeah.
own medicine, or heal yourself through just the power of growing, period.
Um,
But and veggies are, like I said, there is, you know, that special part of growing that is very therapeutic in itself. But when it's a medicine, it's good to grow your own food, but it's another level when it's your medicine, I guess.
yeah, because it'll save me a lot of money. I think the last video I did, I was on strain 135.
Yeah.
So I've done 135 different strains since I started my channel. That's a lot of dough. you know, it's I'd
That,
like to be able to grow my own.
that makes you a connoisseur for sure.
I don't know how I did it. It went by so fast. Some of them I don't even remember. I have to look at the videos and go, I remember what that was like. Okay. Yeah.
Do you have, I mean, wow, that's pretty good. And do you have a favorite?
It's hard. I'm going to say probably the green crack and the grapefruit Durban. Um, the one that really got the most views out of my strain reviews was actually a wedding gelato. And I can't really remember the wedding gelato. I don't remember if it smelled good. I had to watch the video and go, what is that people liked about that one? But it's gotten, I think, over 800 views. So but I couldn't even tell you what it was like. Don't remember.
Hmm.
But the green crack, I remember that was wonderful. The grapefruit Durban, because it was my favorite strain, that I remember because I was so happy to finally get it and to review it on the channel. But I really want some diamonds and sauce. That's what I really want. I want to get some good concentrates.
So what are some of your favorite characters when you're looking over a sample? What wows you? What's
Oh, here in PA, we can't, like, I guess in other states, you can actually see what you're buying. We can't see what we're buying. You can see the picture online. Some of them have like little pictures online, but when you go to a dispensary here in PA, you can't look into a jar and say, oh, that bud looks great, it's frosty, I'll take that one. No, we don't have that option yet here. So you're buying it blindly. Yeah.
ooh. And again, this is medicine. Now, do they when you go in, are they at least kind of counseling you at all at what strain?
Yeah, I mean, you can speak with the pharmacist there, and they do have some bud tenders that are, a little bit more knowledgeable. Um, they can go over more things with you. When I went there, I just made sure I was very knowledgeable before I even went in there. I actually ended up teaching a couple bud tenders some things as far as different brands that were out because I had tried so many different brands, and you know, we're all learning here in PA from what I am gathering. But it's getting a little bit better. Each couple of months or every year, they're adding something else. I just can't wait for that opportunity to grow our own plants. That's just going to be the great thing here.
Hopefully
Because I
that
got great soil in PA.
hopefully that time comes very, very soon.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
So what is the best temperature to vape flower? I'm curious. I haven't done a lot of vaping of flower either through the volcano. I've hit a bag once or two through the volcano, but I've never really.
Yeah. On the volcano, I usually keep it. I think right now it was at 395. So sometimes I'll do 395, or if I'm doing a review, I'll turn it down to like 385 just to take it down a notch. And I'm still figuring out my switch. Sometimes I'll have it cranked up too high because it's on a special setting. So yeah, gotta watch it. I'm still learning.
Uh, so do you have a promo code? I heard you say that you were affiliated with a few of them.
Yeah, actually attached to all of my videos, there is a link for each device. So there's a link attached to my device and the details for Dr. Dabber, and then there's one for the Storts and Bickle.
So would your local dispensaries be willing to work with you on that? As far as like, I mean, it sucks to hear that like some of these reviews are like out of pocket reviews. And
Yeah, well, some dispensaries I go to, I do get an extra discount for being in the cannabis industry.
nice.
So they do, recognize me for being, in the industry. And then I also get, little free things as well. This is from Terrapin, some t-shirts, and Perea was another company that sent me some t-shirts and cups and stuff like that. So, the actual vendors that make the products that grow the cannabis, I usually get little gifts from them from time to time that I'll show on the channel. I haven't gotten around to show my t-shirts and whatever else they had sent to me, but yeah. And like Levo's another company that sent me a huge haul. I'm looking down here at this one, but you're up here. Levo had sent me a couple months ago a lot of free product, and I kind of like showed that on the channel, and still got some gummies that I need to make with some RSO that I'm going to add to it, along with the coconut infused oil. So I'm looking forward to doing that when I find the time. But when I started my channel, I was a housewife. My go-to phrase was, I'm a housewife on a budget. So when I first started the channel, I was doing more items on the low end for people, showing people, hey, you don't have to spend a lot of money on medical marijuana. So I was doing a lot of the lower label items. I got tired of that. As I got close to having my channel for a year, I was like, let's move that up to more of the top shelf. And I think I found my niche. I think I'm going to stay with getting the higher end cannabis strain brands, and going with 7 grams and up, so I can show better buds, in the thumbnails and microscope looks and stuff like that.
Yeah, you've got a pretty good thing going there. I mean, especially with the way things are, medical cannabis in your state. Um, I would hope that some of these dispensaries and stuff like that in your area are plugging your channel for you. I mean, because sure there is a lot of consumers that are new patients, yeah.
Oh
We're
yeah.
vaping. You know what I mean? This is the law, and I got to vape. Well, what device should I get? Well, you should check out this channel. There's a variety. You know what I mean? Hopefully, they're helping you out
Right.
like that. I mean,
Yeah. Well, a lot of the dispensaries I go to, mostly all the workers there are subscribers.
no,
So that's really cool. Yeah. So when I walk in, when I walk in, I don't have to wait in the waiting room long. I'm usually kind of like express back. So that's kind of cool. I like that. But yeah, mostly every dispensary that I go to, I show them love, they show me love. And it's been working so far. I like it.
was the volcano your first device?
That was not actually the first one. I think my first device was a Vapor Brothers. I know it had like a long whip. Oh my gosh, that was like, that's over 10 years ago. I think it was something by Vapor Brothers. And I remember it was like a box, and it had like this element inside that heated up. And then you put the cannabis on this whip, and you put it on this hot element. That was my very first electronic device. I don't even know what year that was. And that device broke. And then I was searching for other things, and then got this baby. And that was like, oh my goodness, I love it. Now I want the hybrid. I want its little sister now, because it just has all the little attachments and stuff like that. But yeah, but we'll see. because I'm going to be doing some other ventures. I actually started doing a little bit. Catherine and Clothing is going to be my other channel that I'm going to be doing, because along with cannabis, my first love is actually fashion. So I'm kind of like, there's a couple of videos I did where I was actually showing people my outfits that I had on and letting them know, because I also have clothes. Since I had mentioned I was starting a clothing channel, I also have clothing vendors that are reaching out to me, sending me boxes of clothing. So it's I'm finding it hard to kind of like finding time to do everything now that I'm back to work a full-time job. It's getting a little bit difficult, but I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube can be a demanding entity, that's for sure, at some point. But
Oh my gosh, trying to get those views up, those public hours viewed. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, because before I started working, I was doing at least sometimes 2, 3 videos a week, sometimes even more, because I had all that time on my hands. But now that I'm working and I'm doing other things, I usually try to do at least 1 or 2 videos, but usually it's been one lately. Yeah. But I want to do hopefully more collabos, more guest appearances, and so I can start working on other things.
so has cannabis influenced your music at all?
Oh, heck yeah. The higher I am, the more I sing. I think I've said that lots of times on my channel.
Without
You can tell
hesitation.
how high I am if I start breaking up in the song. That's it.
Right on. How far has your music taken you? I heard you say, I mean, you've been singing for quite a while, since high school, anyways. Did it go through college? Been in a band? You
Yeah,
could have.
actually in college, I was like, nah, let's party and go to some classes. But no, in junior high and high school, it was like all city, all county, all state. Um, until like 12th grade. 12th grade, I stopped singing in school because I was like going to school in the morning and then going to my part-time job in the afternoon. So that's when I stopped. But I just still sing around the house, or I sing on, of course, for my videos, because I had to make up different intro songs. So I did the intro song. My intro video, I forget what I smoked that day, but I was very, very medicated for that intro video. It's amusing. I started to really remake it and do it over. I was like, oh my God, the quality of it is not good, but it's the highest viewed video I have. So it's there to stay. It wasn't my best work, but hey, it's got the most views. So
It's awesome. Yeah, cannabis is definitely an awesome plant, that's for sure. Has it
mhm.
taken you anywhere outside of the state?
Um, no, not really, but it's going to, because I want to go to some other states that are recreational to see what recreational cannabis is going to be like. So that's also going to be on the some of the things I want to do this year for my vacations. I really do want to go out to Vegas because I want to see the biggest, uh, what they call it, the biggest cannabis store that's in Vegas. I want to go there and just show my subscribers what the place looks like and experience that, because I've never been to Vegas before. Close to me, New York is going to be New York and Jersey, I think, are also recreational. So maybe make some little trips to New York, show people what's there, and go to Jersey. So I'm probably going to end up taking the Cannabis Catherine show on the road and see what else is there. Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty awesome. Michigan's a good stop. Just saying, we have a lot of cool things here.
Hey, I might be coming because I love the parties that you guys go to there. Ooh, you have a lot of nice shows there. I love it.
We are getting very well known for some of our great events, that's for sure.
Let me know when the next big one is.
21st to 23rd, pretty much. So that's going to be a good one because it does indeed have a lot of like good names there. Uh, We Nerds, Men of Dope will be there. That's one of my draws there.
Yeah,
That's
they're
who I'm
good.
looking forward to hang out. And they're pretty good bill. All in all, it's gonna be a good day. A lot of looks like there's gonna be a lot of education, a lot of entertainment. I'll be there myself, but that's whatever. But these events are fun, especially multi-day events. The camping events are most certainly my favorite, but yeah, they're
I've
all
never been camping before.
no.
I want to go camping. So it was one of the things I want to do once I sold my house last year. I was telling my husband I really want to get a travel trailer and I want to be able to go on the road because I don't want to be in a hotel room risking, even though I have my devices, I want to be able to have a travel trailer and go with it. So it's still something I want to do, but I've never been out. You'll probably never get me in a tent, but an RV, a hardtop, I'm all for it.
No
I,
Ted? Why no Ted?
because I watch don't laugh at me when I tell you this, but I watch a lot of shows like Finding Bigfoot and these woods are haunted, and those are mostly shows. And you said you're Michigan. I saw one episode where they were talking about there are dogmen in Michigan.
Mm,
Okay, have you heard about this?
yeah.
Okay, and Bigfoot and stuff like that. So, and bears. So a tent, I'm not doing. No, can't do it. I'd
Uh,
be awake all night.
okay, I guess I can buy that a little bit.
Good reason, right?
Very good reason. Not that bad though. We've actually had events at there's a Bigfoot, which is like a campground in Luzerne, Michigan, at the Bigfoot event there. And I actually myself, we were sitting around getting very, very high around the campfire. And there was I'm not there was some mushrooms floating around for sure. And I'm like, man, I would so run through this place right now on a Bigfoot fucking fucking with people right now. It'd be fun.
Oh my gosh. There's a couple of times I went after I got done watching one of my shows. I went outside on my deck and I just did a whoop just to see if I was gonna get any response coming back on the other side of the cornfield.
What?
Luckily there was nothing.
You'd think you'd be a little bit more used to that being out in the country like that, no?
No. No. I mean, I want to see one. I really do. I would love to go bigfooting with like a group of people, a whole lot of people out in the woods with me, not by myself. But yeah, I'm fascinated with it. I definitely think that they exist. The Indians have been talking about them for a long, long time. Pictures have been drawn about them. I don't think people draw pictures of animals that don't exist. So
I still to this day, when I grew up, was pretty much surrounded by cornfield as well in my younger age, and
mhm.
I remember the first time I seen fucking Children of the Corn. Man, this should change the way I felt about them fields for like years.
Do you know that the year that came out, we were living here, and I remember I drove up the road because the corn that stuff gets really high, and I've made videos of that. And I can remember driving up the hill, and I parked on this bridge that overlooks the cornfield. I just had to make sure there were no like crop outings, everything was filled in. It's really scary, but I hate when the corn gets very high out there at nighttime. The way it sways, you're just waiting for somebody to step out and go, "Hello, gotcha."
I literally used to terrorize my little brother. I'd get high and then I'd start with that Malachi shit. And he'd be like, stop it, stop it.
Nope, I'm terrified. And my husband, he has like these high-powered flashlights, which I love just using those and shining it out there in the field. I'm looking for those glowing eyes or looking for anything. But oh my gosh, terrifying.
Man, some of them flashlights these days go for fucking. Well, I've seen one that claims it can go 3 miles, but I'm like,
Mhm. No.
how could that be legal? That's bright light.
But you need that when you're living in front of a cornfield, especially if you want to sit outside at night. I want to check the field first to make sure. I want to see if there's anything out there, you know?
So, yeah, if you could grow cannabis right now,
Mhm.
would there be a strain that you would grab that you already have your eye on?
Green crack and the grapefruit bourbon. Those two I would want to grow.
The grapefruit Durban is definitely good.
Mhm. And also, what was it Smiley's Angels? What was the one strain that Smiley had out?
He's
I
gonna.
remember Kind of Minx had reviewed it, and I'm like, I would love to have some of that. I would like to grow. There's some other ones out there. Yeah, I'm open. I just can't wait to grow just anything. But those two strains that I particularly like, those are the first two on my list I would like to grow.
No.
Are there some strains that are easier to grow for like a newbie or?
Eh, I think indicas are usually pretty easy to start out with. I would say nice indica is like a pretty beginner friendly strain, for sure. Uh, the auto flowers are getting better, but I'm not pushing them. I wouldn't suggest the auto flowers, but to each their own. You know, I kind of, and they different types of seeds. Of course, you got your regular, your founds, and all that good stuff. I'm kind of old school. I like to start with the basics, and so I would, I'd start with some regular seeds and learn how to sex and all that good stuff. I like the reg seeds, the photo period. So again, back to the self-sustaining things. One time purchase or that one you really like and you can learn to clone and you know over and over, grow it over and over.
The one guest you had on your show the other day had the cleanest grow room I've ever seen. It was just pristine.
It's a good
I
grow.
don't remember his name, but someone even commented to him saying, "That's a nice clean grow."
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. For the most part, most of them I've seen are pretty on point. But yeah, I agree. Better the cleaner the grow, the less the chance of problems. That's for sure.
Now, is it better to grow things inside of a tent or just out in, the room?
Well, kind of asking one of I'm leaning more towards the tents because it's easier to start up and not have to dedicate a whole room or space. And then it's also a little bit easier for that grower to branch out a little bit in same space.
Right.
Uh, so basically, you could start in the tent and do your thing, and then if you ever wanted to branch out, you could like just outside of your tent have a veg space that you didn't necessarily need a dedicated tent to. Other reasons for tents are limited power available. So if you only had so much of a power draw and you needed, say, more cannabis or you wanted to do with more with that room, that area, you could divided that room up into tents. So basically you could have one tent that ran during the day, one tent that ran during the night, but shared, you know what I mean? Wasn't pulling all at once. so to too much power. So you could rotate it a little bit with tents, and I always liked that theory myself, because then I could divide my work up a little bit throughout the day. I could get in, do some of my daytime work, smoke a few joints. Later in the night, I'd come back in there and fart around some more, smoke a couple more joints. I wasn't always kind of under the gun, if you will, trying to take care of everything at certain periods of the time. It seemed more freeing, if you will, I guess.
Get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you do make it out and see some of these other cannabis states. There's a lot of cool people out there. Have you met a lot of great people in the cannabis area? Do you guys have events there at all?
We do have events, and I think there's one coming up next month, which is run by the exact same people that had the one I went to in January, where I was a judge, one of the judges for the baking competition. And then we had a really big one. Mendocino Dope was at the one that we just had around 420. It was the weekend of 420. They were actually there, but I didn't make it to that one. So there are some cannabis festivals that are going on, and I'm going to the one next month.
Nice.
Mainly because they sent me my tickets already.
That helps.
I don't want to have to pay to go to an event. So they were like, hey, here goes your tickets. Are you coming? Yeah, I'm coming. If I get free tickets for me and my guests, I'm there. And the other one that was actually in April, I was actually on the ballot for Best PA Media Cannabis Source. So didn't win it, but hey, it was just an honor to be, on the ballot, since my channel was still kind of young. So
Pretty
I was happy.
Right on. So I guess, man, outside of what are your favorite things to review? Is it more the flower? You said they'd want more of the flower, but I'm asking you, what's your favorite? What would you prefer?
I like the concentrates.
Yeah.
I am a concentrate. Give me a good rosin, or give me some diamonds and sauce, and I'm a happy camper. But I also love seeing beautiful buds that have the hints of purple in there. Oh, so it's hard to say which one's my favorite, because there's something I like out of both. I, I don't know. When I see a big beautiful bud, I get kind of warm and toasty inside. You know what I mean? I get kind of happy. I'm like, ooh, look at this. Even when I see someone else, when I watched on your show and people held up like big buds, I'm like, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. Just does something for me.
The flavor profiles transfer in the electronic devices?
I think for me, in the electronic devices, it tastes a lot better.
Really?
A lot better. And believe it or not, I taste different flavors out of each one of these devices. Sometimes in the bag for the volcano, it may taste better, but if I have the temperature just right on the Dr. Dabber, since this is induction heating, I taste a lot more of the terpenes with this. So yeah. And meanwhile, when I occasionally, when I can remember from my memory, since I don't smoke joints anymore, I don't remember tasting the flavor that well. Yeah. I don't remember getting all the taste of the terpenes, but the devices, I can say I do get that.
That very much surprises me, because back when I remember trying the devices when they first came out, everything kind of tasted like earthy. You kind of didn't really have a whole lot of flavors. So I guess maybe it sounds like they've came a long way.
Oh my gosh, they've come a long way. Especially with induction heating, I can tell you it definitely, you can dial it down to where you like it at. Anything where you can mess with the temperature and get it just right. Plus, this has advanced settings on there. So I find that I can get the right temperature with the and more flavor out of Dr. Dabber.
What's something like that go for?
That was $499.
No.
Yeah, that was $499. And when I got this one, I still have the tag on it. This was $650.
Damn. But if that's what you like, that's what you like, you know.
Hey, I have no kids, so I can spend my money on whatever I want.
I'm not judging.
Oh, I have a stepdaughter. I keep forgetting I have a stepdaughter, but I have no children of my own, so I get to spend money on my toys. You know.
That's what you like to have. And it sounds like that's what the state's making, you know, like it or not. That's got to be the method of consumption there.
Yeah.
Sounds like they almost have their hand in that kind of market. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's slowly getting better. I mean, I thought it would take a lot longer for us to get it here in PA, but hey, we got it. It's not that bad, other than not being able to grow. That's the one thing that really bothers me. But we're getting a lot more people that are growing, so it's a lot more companies, and the prices are coming down. Finally, the prices are coming down. When it first started, the prices here were crazy. 3.5 grams, it's nothing. Like there's still some companies here where it's 3.5 grams, and that is $69.
Damn. Today price?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. For 3.5. Now, just recently, you could get 14 grams for about, I want to say 140, or you can catch it on sale, which is your best bet. Yeah, so the prices are still, they're not the best. They're pretty up there.
So what has been, as far as medical purposes, what is the best effect for you? You know what I mean? Is it edibles? Do you prefer smoking?
Edibles.
Yeah.
Edibles definitely do it, and RSO oil. The RSO oil works the best for me. And now that I make my own olive oil, I make my own coconut oil. So I can pretty much infuse whatever I eat. Yeah. Before I got the Levo, I would take my the flour that goes through my volcano. I save that. And for the longest time, I would just sprinkle that in, like if I was making spaghetti sauce, I just sprinkled it right into my spaghetti sauce. You know? But now that I have the Levo, I actually use what's going through my volcano, because a lot of it, I don't really use it until it's like dark brown. It still looks pretty green. Yeah, it makes pretty good oil. And then I saw online on someone's channel, someone actually uses their leftover stuff from the volcano to make RSO oil. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like the only person that repurposes it, you know?
Cooking with it makes good sense, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Make a really, I think the first dish that I made doing that was I would get a big can of like candied yams or sweet potatoes, and I would put them on the pot, you know, add my little bit of butter and my maple syrup and stuff to it. And I would just sprinkle in my cannabis that went through my volcano, and I would let it simmer. Then I would throw it in a baking pan and put it in the oven and let it bake. Came out so delicious. Very good. But now I've turned it up a notch, and I make some very good strong oil that gets the job done, and gummies.
I've been known to smoke a lot of food in my day, and then I've seen a lot of these people. I've yet to do it myself, but I think it needs to be done. Somebody hopefully is doing this already. But you see the press, the chips from them pressing rosin, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why them to me only sound like they would be perfect to throw in like a smoker instead of like wood chips, or you could even put it in with your wood chips and then kind of use that for it to smoke a, whatever, a brisk or, yeah, I think
Sounds pretty good.
yeah,
Sounds pretty good. Heck yeah.
I think it would be good. So what
Do you
do
take edibles? I'm
you, do
sorry.
you prefer sweets? What is your favorite, you said spaghetti? I mean, that sounds pretty decent.
Yeah, I have a sweet tooth, but I really have got to watch it because I think in January when I had blood work done for the first time ever, my glucose was up. So I gotta watch it, but I love making gummies. To me, they're very good. Yeah.
Favorite flavor? Do you have one or you mix it up?
Oh, I mix it up. I tried just about all the flavors that Levo sent me, and I forget which ones they did have a great one that was pretty good. But yeah, I'll take it. As long as it has some sweetness to it, as long as it's strong, it's all right with me. Now I did make some that were a little bit too strong, which after I think I made a mistake and ate two big pieces. I had these heart things that they had sent me, and they were pretty deep. I had to lay down. I actually I got a little bit sick. So ate too many gummies.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a psychedelic or experience or visuals from too many edibles? Do you have a horror story from edibles? Have you ever had too much?
Um, I had too much just recently, and I had to lay down. Like I was like, okay, I have to lay down, or I feel like I was gonna vomit, actually. It was one of those things. I was like, okay, you either got to lay down or you're gonna have a trip there at the porcelain bowl. Yeah. And I just laid down, slept through it, woke up. I was like, okay, what am I smoking? It was like, made it through that experience. Yeah. But just lay down, take it easy. I put on some nice little meditation music and just wrote it out. One thing I've never done mushrooms.
No.
Never did mushrooms before.
Uh,
And
it's
it's the rage lately, and I'm kind of scared to try it, but I think I'd have to be in the right setting around people that I know and trust, so I could have a nice experience, a nice guided experience. Because I don't want to have my anxiety freak me out.
Yeah. Hopefully that you do open that door. A lot of great things have came from psilocybin use. I mean,
Hmm.
or people that want to use it in a medical setting, but it's one of those things too. You can have your fun, you can change your life, honestly, with mushrooms. And I'm not talking in like a bad way, you
Right.
know. Definitely myself, I've had a very like kind of spiritual awakening kind of through the mushroom process.
Mhm.
And that moment, it was an accidental. Even I didn't even mean to go that deep that evening, but when I'm walking through the other side of that, I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that I had to go through that, or the whatever. But
Mhm.
walking out of that did, yeah, best thing that ever happened to me. Changed my life.
They say it helps you get through a lot of the baggage that you might be carrying and a lot of things you need to let go. I would love to try it a little bit, just a little dosage. Yeah.
Little will get you going, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, little. I mean, microdosing is like an amazing cup of coffee of
Hmm.
energy, clarity.
Yeah.
And still be able to function throughout the day, 100%.
That sounds good. Because
Me,
the job I have now, I don't medicate, before I go to work. I wait until I get home. from work because I deal with way too many numbers. Well, don't want to make any mistakes, but I usually wait until I get home from work, and then that's when my medicating starts. I'll definitely look into that. I mean, when I go to the festival, to the shows, there's usually people there that are selling mushrooms, but I'm like, it has to be the right setting for me. So it can be a more, like you said, more of a spiritual type thing, the right setting with the right people surrounding me.
For me, it was definitely recreational before that. But that accident, because you can consume mushrooms like a wet mushroom and dry. Most of the ones you see at these shows are 100% dry. But I was consuming wet and then took the same mushroom dry, and I did like a dummy, like a stoner. Didn't think about how it would affect me, the difference in the weight there. So I took my wet weight dry, which was obviously more mushrooms. So
Mm,
it was an experience.
I bet. I bet. Sometimes you hear about people that have that one bad experience with it, and I'm like, oh, that'd probably be my experience with it. But I would love to see what journey I can go on with that.
For the most part, that bad experience, I think, is because there's definitely you don't. It depends on which mushrooms you, but in some mushrooms, you don't get the choice. You know, if you're gonna have fun or if you're gonna have to, deal with something.
Right.
Those bad experiences 9 times out of 10 are something in their life that they don't want to face. You know what I mean? And the mushrooms are basically telling you, oh no, you've
You're
ran,
gonna face it.
yeah, you've ran long enough. It's time to take care of this.
Oh, I have way too many things that I just try to like, let me just smoke to forget it. You know, It's like- that could be a really traumatic thing for me. Just, I think I explained this on Eagle's show when I was talking to him once about this is my second marriage, but my first marriage, um, my first husband actually committed suicide because I had ended our relationship. So that was an experience that I pretty much tried to drink a little bit to get it to forget and smoke a lot to forget. So I'm not sure the mushrooms might take me on that journey because that was a difficult one to get through.
I can only imagine. I'm terribly sorry for that. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
maybe when I come to Detroit, you should have to guide me and show me which ones are the good ones, which ones are the I need a nice mild mushroom to try, Just want a little bit of a journey, just a little bit, just a taste.
there's definitely a lot of great people here in Michigan doing some great work with mushrooms for sure. Couple cities here in Michigan where it is legal in those city boundaries, but hopefully we see more cities, more states jumping on that bandwagon, sooner.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
keep talking about how therapeutic it is and how it is definitely medicinal and helps. So I would definitely like to give it a try.
especially when it comes to like pharmaceutical medicine. So many people get caught up in that stuff right there. Uh, if mushrooms can alleviate somebody being dependent on nerve medication, anxiety medication, and stuff like that, you
Mm.
know, why not one and done or plant medication instead of that pharmaceutical bullshit. I'd
Heck
seen
yeah.
some horrors of that. My father, the guy that raised me, had Tourette's growing up, and he took a lot of nerve medication for that. He was embarrassed because of the Tourette's, you know, and which anybody that, you know, his friends, family, you know, didn't bother none of us, but for him it was. So he took a lot of nerve medication before that, and if he could have dealt with it in another way like that, but in the end, man, that stuff really got to him. Before he passed, you could see the damage of long-term
Term you.
pharmaceutical nerve medicine.
Yeah. I think in my 20s for a long period of time, I was on Xanax for my anxiety. And there was a point where I was like, okay, when I met my second husband, I was like, let me make that switch. And that's when I started smoking more cannabis. But it was back then, it was hard when you were getting it off the streets. Half the time, the dealer did not know whether or not it was a sativa or an indica. So it was kind of like, you're getting what you're getting weed, okay? You know, I wish I could have had those choices back then. I probably would have just really solely relied on it and would have been off the Xanax, you know, a lot sooner than I was. But my anxiety, oh my gosh, especially when I was a teenager, in junior high, I would say junior high and high school, it was pretty bad. And it was especially hard for me when I was singing in choirs, you know, because there's nothing like when you have to do a solo and you have anxiety, all eyes are on you. It's like, and you don't want to have a panic attack. And it just feels like your heart is like coming up through your throat, but made it through. But Xanax was one of those things they don't tell you it's kind of hard to get off of it, but never want to go on it again. And tried some other things for depression. Those were the worst. I was on one pill for depression that messed with the signals in my brain. I was driving. I saw the light was red. The signal was not computing. You know what I mean? I drove right through a red light, and when I did it, I pulled over. I was like, oh my God, I saw that there was a red light, but my brain, something was just, you know, getting in the way of the signals. I called my doctor the next day and said, look, I'm stopping this stuff. I'm driving through red lights. It's messing with my signals in my brain. That was the end of that one. So it's cannabis here on out. No more depression pills.
That's awesome. That is awesome. They do have terrible side effects, and a lot of these doctors don't even give a shit. You know, it's just a matter of finding that right dose. They keep pushing you for the right dose. Tough it out. You gotta find that right mark for you. And, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm glad
But
you.
my doctor for that I see for my medical marijuana, he's the coolest doctor ever. Bear with me one second. One of my things is about to go dead. I think it's coming unplugged. Yep, there we go. He actually is one of my subscribers, and his kids are subscribers to my channel. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But he gets it. A lot of doctors don't get it. Like my family doctor, he's still one of those, you know, well, there's not enough you know, research has been done on it. And I'm like, doc, come on. You had me on a pill the other year that, you know, they ended up taking it off the market. You know, it was doing damage to people. Come on. So I would love to have all my doctors that are open to my medical marijuana usage. But my main doctor from my back, he is the best.
How hard is it to get a card there?
Not hard at all. Not hard at all. They have a long list of different things that you can get the cannabis for. So it's not that hard at all. And I wouldn't say it's really pricey. If you're on a medical assistance, I think the state does pay or it's reduced price, but I think I pay 120 annually.
Yeah.
Not bad. Could be worse. Yeah. There are still some states that don't have it at all. I don't think, well, medical or recreational. So when I look at it in that instance, I'm like, well, at least I have medicine available to me. Good medicine.
I agree. It is still a little mobby though. And pay some money. Just protection. It's protection money. Nobody fuck with you. Just give us that look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you know what's gonna help me, why do I have to go get a special license? That's kind of bullshit.
Every year you have to get it renewed. Every year.
I was a little thankful, you know, I've always pulled my license, but I was a little thankful when Michigan decided to 2 years. Now it's every 2 years here in Michigan.
Yeah, that's a lot better to do. I wish they would do something like that, like they do with the license, the regular driver's license they do in PA. But things move a little bit slower here. Okay. I've been trying to look at the comments. Sorry guys if you had the little comments there and I missed it.
Oh, they have been giving you props all through this episode. It's hard to keep up with on the comments a little bit.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate it.
You guys
really do.
helping up to her channel there. I put the link in chat several times, damn it.
Cool. I saw some of the names of people that I recognize, like now I wasn't sure if I saw Smiley here at all.
It's a little late for Smiley, although it is a week
for him.
He was a third shifter, but unfortunately these days life changes a little bit for us, and 9 to 5 can get to us.
He's working
making that daytime shift there. You know that. You were just talking about the having to split yourself between the two there.
It's really something. I was like, why did I do it? But I needed to get out because I was starting to get a little bit depressed sitting at home. Even though I started the channel, I was like, I need to do something. That, and it would be like, Monday afternoon or a Wednesday, and I was bored, and I'm going to my nearest casino. I'm like, no, we're not going to just blow through the money from the sale of the house. We're going to do something. You're lonely. You missed your girlfriends. Go back to work. You'll be around other people, and it's the best thing ever. I'm so glad I did it. It was the best thing for me to do.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting out of the house, getting some stuff done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then my channel took off. Now I'm getting other offers to do stuff. But it's like,
you think you'll ever make the switch?
Extra to get stuff done, huh?
You think you'll ever make the switch to just pulling over to doing YouTube stuff or full time?
Yeah, definitely a possibility. Oh yeah. I would say definitely. If my channel were to become profitable, that's definitely something that I would look at. Yeah, most definitely.
Would you be happier doing the cannabis side of things, or you think you'll have more fun doing the clothes and the more normal stuff?
Oh, I love my fashion, but I love my cannabis too. I would say I would probably still do them both.
You think there'd be a way to mix the two somehow?
Most definitely. And I was trying to do it a little bit. There were some segments on the channel where I would show people the outfits that I was wearing, give them information on where I purchased it from. Yeah. I think there is a way to do both. And I was going to, the idea was for me to have a bigger area. I'm still doing the show from my kitchen, but shortly after I started my channel, my husband's daughter moved back in with us. So where she is at right now, that was going to be my studio room. So I'm, kind of like a little bit slow behind getting a bigger area so I could have my clothing stuff on one side and then have, my cannabis stuff and get more devices on the other. Because the cannabis side is doing pretty good for me. The growers show much love and I so appreciate it. And I love getting free stuff. There's something over here. I got a device that I got free, and I like that. But ultimately, I would like to have to see the difference in my bank account. That's where it would really help because Catherine's trying to get bigger acres. They changed the laws out here where I live at, where you have to be on over an acre of land to have farm animals. And I want to start really getting into raising some chickens and some ducks, and that's where I want to go to. So, of course, for me, I would love for my channel to take off and become profitable. The clothing one is probably going to take off probably faster than the cannabis because fashion channels just tend to do a lot better. I've noticed looking at other channels that are out there. It's hard when you have a marijuana channel. You know, it's hard getting a lot of subscribers. It's hard even if you do get over your 1,000 subscribers and you meet all the other requirements. There's a chance that you're still not going to get monetized or through YouTube. So you got to find other avenues of things to make it work. And when I realized that by watching other YouTubers and listening to their conversations, that's when I was like, okay, you got to find other avenues. And that's when I started, saying, okay, let's try to get some affiliate marketing. Let's reach out to the companies with the devices that I have, and try to get some backing that way. So, but I think the clothing would probably would probably be monetized a lot faster than my cannabis channel.
Whichever one, yeah, you're probably right. But then you could always leave, links or whatever, and make sure to tell them to check out the cannabis, build them both through the
Yeah.
success of one. Mhm.
And then I have to also thank the same vendors that deal with me on the cannabis side, on the clothing side, might not want to be affiliated with the other half of me that does the cannabis side. So I might have to keep those two entities separate just so that they don't clash and I don't lose money from the clothing one. But
I get that. It's sad that we're still there, though.
yeah, yeah, it's still. But I'm lucky though. The one vendor that I do get my clothing from, they know about my channel, so and they're cool with it. And it's just a matter of me presenting their clothing by doing some little clips and doing little things. It's a matter of me finding the time and doing things properly. I need a manager. I need an assistant, actually. And to the point where I need someone to help me go through the emails and sort through the people that are reaching out, because it does get a little bit it gets overwhelming sometimes. When I come home from work, I'm sitting there, eating supper, and I'm going through the emails and sorting out who's reaching out to me, and it's all about business or who's just wants to, it's difficult. And then I always try to get back to, if someone leaves me a message on a video, I try to get back to them within 24 hours. Usually the same day I try to respond back to people, just to let my subscribers know I'm grateful for them, sincerely grateful. And messages, I always get back to, Angel Smiles, I see your comment there. Blessings to you as well. Yeah. So very appreciative and humble. Sometimes I am very, very humble at the love.
A lot of great people, they're why I still do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a nice little group of people that you meet along the way. And I learned so much. I learned so much by watching different channels. I've told people about your channel. I was like, let you guys know about people that I like to watch. People would send me messages, ask me, oh, what device is a good one to get? And I tell them, hey, when I'm looking for a new device, I watch Senior Stoner. Senior Stoner reviews so many devices. That's who I watch. You know what I mean? So I'm just one of those people. If I don't have all the answers, or I'm going to hip you to who I watch. I may be called the connoisseur, but I know not everything about cannabis. There's people out there that know so much more. And watching your channel, when you guys are talking about plants, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm trying to take it all in and learn. So when I'm ready to grow, when I'm allowed to grow, at least I got a little bit of knowledge.
I gotta talk to chat for a second. I see
Mhm.
Mr. Westport in chat. Hi, what's up, Mr. Westport? Her IG link is in the description for the show. Her YouTube and Instagram links are in the description for the show. If you want to go ahead and click those, it will take you to their page, her page. You can sub up there.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I so appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that it does take off for you there. You just like Mr. Minx himself, man. I great spirits I've run across too on YouTube, and you definitely put out a great vibe, genuine, great good-heartedness, and I love to see the genuine passion in people like yourself because it does come through in your content 100%. So I
Thank
hope
you.
more people do come over there and discover what you're doing 100%.
Oh, you're so kind. So, so kind. And I tell you what, I have never really been up past 1 o'clock in the longest time. But for you, I had to do it. Everyone else in my house is asleep. I can hear my husband snoring in the other room. Even the cats curled up. I was like, hey, it's Saturday. I'm going to be vibing with Eagle. Oh, love it. Thank you so, so much. Really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And I was looking forward to this myself. I'm used to staying up, but
I
I
know.
do very much enjoy meeting great people. And you definitely came like I said, I remember meeting you for the first time in like Cannabis channel there. And he seemed very excited and spoke very highly of you there. So I had to follow the breadcrumbs and see what Cannon was talking about there.
And I'm glad you did. And I had to tune into you because I was like, oh my gosh, this guy has a show. He has all these growers on here. It's like, yes. Loved it. Still, I look forward to it. Now, do you have set days that you do your show, or is it usually Saturday nights you're usually on?
Well, I'm trying to get back to where I'm doing the main interviews more. At one point this was an everyday thing. 365. I've never missed it. I think I did it for like 2 years before I kind of really let up on that. But I'm trying to get back to where I'm doing more of the interviews, like yourself, and then Mondays and Thursdays, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, are the Weed Nerd Worlds, and that's where that's only open. We're getting into the end of the show now, so I guess I feel like I'm covering this. I usually save this for the end, but basically, the Zoom link I sent you tonight is always good now. You're more than
Oh,
welcome to come hang out in any Weed Nerd World anytime you feel like it. No,
cool.
at this point, you're just welcome. I mean, there might become a time where I'm like, Catherine, come hang out. But at this time, it's free reign. You come and go as you please. And we
Cool.
love, new great people popping in just to hang out, smoke, tell us what they're doing. Weed Nerd World ain't always about weed. It's about the great people that make up cannabis. And real life definitely falls into that as well. So
And
lots
I
of
like those early shows too.
then you could have any of your questions answered live and talk to someone like these great people one on one.
Does anybody have any questions for me before we close out?
You probably know this as well. We're 30 seconds ahead of chat. So you gotta wait for a couple seconds for them to shake out there.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, it's funny you asked that. That's a double-edged sword for me. That is. That is. You call me selfish or what you will. But you know, I've at some points I've like other YouTubers, I've almost went like, okay, no chat. I know you're watching chat. It's just between us. Never mind chat. And then there's times where I see questions in chat and I'm like, nah. This you're sitting in on my conversation. Your questions don't come first.
That's right. I only answered Eagle's questions today. But you can leave me questions on my channel and I'll get
So
back
to
to
ask for them right now, they're probably like, I don't know. Is this a trick question? I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say something very raunchy, but I won't. Let's see. The one question I usually get asked, that answer is 40 double D.
There you go. I wouldn't have asked myself, but I'm sure there's somebody out there very.
I'm sure there's someone out there that was just wondering. Yeah. Hey, I'm guilty of it myself. I see a woman with big boobs. I'm like, gosh, what size are those things? I know her back hurts. That's my first impression.
Yeah, you got chat rolling. They're definitely laughing now. That is funny. There you go. Hands up.
So, Eagle, before we close out our session, is it okay if I sing my outro song to your subscribers?
I would be honored.
Well, thank you. Did you have any more questions for me?
No, I don't like to go through all my questions. I like updates and second visits and reasons to come back.
Oh, you're going to get that. Now that I got over my anxiety and the fear of coming on here, you're definitely going to see me. You're going to see me again. Heck yeah. Oh, the comments are funny.
So I guess there is one thing. I don't know if your song will include it, but I'm going to keep them separate. So there is one part of this that I would like to get from you before the song, and that
Okay.
basically my sound bite. At some point, I like because these things move too quickly. That's the only bummer about lives is people don't go back the way as much as they should. So
Right.
sometimes they need a fucking reminder to go, hey, this was a good episode. So that's what I'm looking for here is a little reminder for them to go back and watch. So basically what I need from you, my version thereof is, hey, this is Eagle. I'm on fucking Talking Shit with Eagle. Episode 814. You can say whatever you want before or after, as long as that's kind of in there. I'd be more than grateful. And I am ready for that sound bite.
Okay. I just got someone said recording in progress. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try to do my first little take of this. Hello, this is Catherine, the Cannabis Connoisseur, and I am on fucking Talking Shit with Eagle, and this is episode number 82. Cheers. Was that close?
Very awesome and close, except this is 814.
804. Where did I get 82 from? Hold on. Okay, hold on, Eagle. You said 842?
14.
14. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, one more take. 814. Hello, this is Catherine, the Cannabis Connoisseur, and I am on fucking Talking Shit with Eagle. And this is episode 814. Cheers. Peace.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Oh, thank goodness. Ooh. Oh, the memory is bad after 1 o'clock. That's all I can say.
Now I would be very, very honored to hear your song. If you'd like, we didn't overstay my welcome with the song, but yeah, but if you'd like to.
Great. Thank you. And thank you so much for having me. And thank you everyone for watching. And this is the song that I sing at the end of every show or sometimes my lives. I hope you're ready for it. It's a good one. You spread love, not hate. And most of all, you gotta medicate. You spread love, not hate. And most of all, you gotta medicate because the medication keeps all the worrying away. All the problems go away. Makes orgasms great. The medication makes things brighter, makes things lighter, even when they're gray. I am Catherine, the Cannabis Connoisseur. Check me out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much, Eagle. This has been a blast.
Oh man, that was amazing. I'm not even gonna try to step on that. Catherine, thank you very much for hanging out with me this evening. I very much hope to talk to you very soon. For the rest of you guys, thank you for tuning in on this amazing episode. Don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness really do save lives. And with that being said, me and this fine lady are out of here. Good night, Catherine.
Good night, Eagle. Thanks. Peace.